taken the pieces out of the Harbor Breeze remote package so we can talk about them for a second. But this is our transmitter here, and this is going to be installed up in the ceiling, and it will slide in to our bracket and be above the yoke on the fan. It'll be in there like that. Alright. It tells you on the top how to wire it, and the beauty of these things is each wire is labeled. They take out all the guesswork. This is in from AC, the black one. This is in from neutral, N. So that means these are the ones that hook up to the ceiling. And then over here, the blue it says is for light. To motor. And if we look here on the fan, what do we have? The same identical colors. The blue, the white, and the black. Makes this part of the job, all the guesswork goes away, because all we have to do on the ceiling part is hook up the black and the white. On this part we have to just hook the other three up, and that's what we have our wire nuts for. The remote itself is very small, very compact. It comes with its own battery. 99% of the time they come with the battery. We just take the battery out of the plastic. I always have to make sure which way I'm putting it in, so I put it in right. Okay, this one goes to the plus to the top here. And it's lit it up. So it is. My English was terrible. It has caused the lights to go on in here. Now the other thing I want you to see the little blue things in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that inside there? If we had multiple remotes in this house, we would have to set different codes. This is similar to what you would do with a garage door clicker. This is the only fan in this house that has a remote, so we're just going to leave the 1, 2, 3, and the 4 in the position they are now, because we don't have to worry about another remote being affected by this. If you don't reset remotes and you have them in different rooms, you click the remote in one room and both remotes go on. So I'll just put the little door back in here. We'll know that that thing's loaded for bear and ready to go. Alright. Our next job is, what I like to do next, is get the down rod ready to put on here and get the electric ready. Now you'll notice in here we have 2 screws, one here and one here. These are locking screws that help hold the down rod in place. So we're just going to open them to be flush with the side of the tube here, so that down rod tube can slip down in there. Now the down rod itself has a pin through it. You see this pin? Now what we need to do now is take our wires, and I'll do them all in the long position here so we can see the whole thing, because if we had a longer down rod we'd be doing the same thing. I like to just kind of twist them together a little bit to get them started, but we run them up through the base of the down rod. Okay. And we put the down rod down in the hole. Now we want to line this up. Now you're going to have to kind of push a little bit because those wires get in the way. Just kind of push it until that other side comes out. Alright, and then we just have the little locking pin that just allows this not to come back out again, so that's in place. So the down rod is on the motor now itself, okay? You see how it wobbles around? Now if we don't tighten these 2 screws, when we hang the fan will wobble excessively. So if you are doing a fan and it's wobbling excessively, when you re-review this, you'll know why, and you'll come back and you'll retighten this. Right, you tighten it pretty securely. Now this one has a nut on it. You see the nut? And what we want to do with that nut, it's kind of like a second safety. Once that's in and tight, you just take that nut and put it down firmly against that. In case there's any vibration, it will not come out. This one does not have a nut, but with the one safety nut, I think they feel that it's okay. So our fan is ready to be hung in our yoke. Now with this down, I like the fact that it's down. You see this groove in here? When the fan is hung, you put it up, you put it in the groove. But I want you to hear that. Now watch, as I go around, it seats itself. You hear it click into place? So it's holding itself in place. If you didn't have that in that hole, the fan would tend to turn like this. So as we hang that fan, we turn it, it drops in. See how it doesn't turn? So there's no initial torque to make it turn when it's on the ceiling. Very important part of hanging the fan. Once this is in place up above, and we'll talk about it when we do that, once I put this in place and we drop that in there, we just turn the whole fan until it clunks into place. Okay, don't forget that one. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here. And I have to get my screws, and I have to attach this back to the ceiling. So give me a couple minutes to find the screws, because those two screws they don't give you. And I always forget that, so then I have to search around on the bed and the floor to find the two screws to put it in the ceiling, or go get a couple out of my kit. This box is creating an opportunity for us. It only has one machine screw hole right here. The other side, the ear is broken off that had the other side held on. So what I need to do on this side is put it in with a wood screw up into the beam. And the other side we can logically go ahead and put on with our normal screw. So I'm going to put the one with the wood screw in first. I'll go back to my Phillips blade in my drill. And I'll take my yoke. Now I'm going to work with the yoke going this way because I want to be able to get in there. So I'll hold it up, find the opening, and start my screw in place. Now on this side, I'll have to go back to my slotted screw. I don't know if we're even going to get up in there that far. Yes, we are. So I have to put my slotted bit back in here and catch that hole. Now the magnet doesn't quite work as well with the slotted, but let's give this a try. If I can get her close, we can get it in there. Now, I'm not allowed to swear on these videos, but know that I'm thinking them right now.